Hey everyone, so welcome to this video, and in this video we'll see the code of cycle detection in an undirected graph, right? So in the previous video we have discussed how to detect cycle in an undirected graph using DFS, okay? So in this video I'll show you how to code this algorithm, okay? So whenever you detect cycle in an undirected graph, then you need to check these two conditions. Condition number one is if the node is visited, right? And the second condition is if that node is not the parent of current node. Okay, so if these two conditions are satisfied for any of the nodes, then it means that the graph contains cycle, right? So this is the code for a basic graph, and here I'll create a function that is bool, and the function name, let's say cycle detection. Okay, and we need to pass two parameters here. The first one is the root node, let's define it as u, and the second one is its parent. Okay, so the first thing that I'll do here is I'll mark the node as visited. Okay, so visited of u is 1, and after that we need to traverse the whole nodes. So I'll use for loop for that, for auto it g of u, right? So the first condition here is if the node is not visited. Okay, so if this condition is true, then we need to write here the recursive function. So I'll use a variable x and call this function. So the first parameter will be it, and second is the parent of it, that is u. Okay, now the second condition is if the node is visited and it is not the parent of it. Okay, so it is not is equal to parent. This is the condition number 2, and if this condition is true, then we need to return true. It means that this graph has cycle, right? And here if x is true, then we'll return true, and outside of this for loop we need to return false. Okay, so this is the code, and we just need to call this function in main. Okay, and the root node is 0 and its parent is, let's say, -1, because root node has no parent. Okay, so now let's say if this condition is true, so if x is true, we'll simply print yes, and if it is false, we'll print no, right? Now let's run this. So it is compiled successfully, and if I run this code, okay, so we need to create this graph, right? So here in this graph we have 5 nodes and 5 edges, so I'll type 5 here. Okay, and the first edge is 2 1 2 1, then we have 1 0 1 0, then 0 4, after that 4 3, and then 3 2. Okay, so it is showing yes, means this graph has cycle. And let's try this code for this graph. Okay, so here in this case we have 5 nodes and 4 edges, so I'll type 4 and 5 here. So the first edge is 2 1, then we have 1 0, then 0 4, after that 4 3. Okay, so it is showing no, that this graph doesn't have cycle. Okay, so this is how you can code this algorithm, right? So that's it for this video. Thank you.